guys, I'm back again and I have for you today my November-December wrap-up. Okay, it's not spectacularly long because, as you know, I was 2 books short of my goal for last year, but you know, it is what it is. So let's get started. I'm going to talk about the 2 books that I had started in November or December, I can't remember, but I haven't finished yet, but I'm in the process of finishing them this month, which is Palace Walk by Naguib Mahfouz, which I am enjoying tremendously, except it's just not a fast read for me. So I have to take my time and suck all that up because there's a lot of description and stuff like that. But I am enjoying it. And the second one is Before You Suffocate Your Own Full Self. As you know, I have a lot of trouble reading short story collections and enjoying them. I enjoy tremendously Ayiti, and I am enjoying this one as well, but I don't always read right through. You know, I read 1 or 2 here or there, and I think I have 3 more left in here to read. So expect a review for that for the end of the month. Now, let's get on to the books that I read in November and December. In no particular order, because I can't remember which order I read them in. So, first book, The 100-Foot Journey. And this is by Richard C. Morey. And, well, okay, Richard C. Morey, what can I say about Richard C. Morey? Not very much. The 100-Foot Journey was not at all what I expected. One half of the book was about this family moving from India to the UK and then to France. And the second part of the book seemed to go off on some culinary storyline. But the thing that bothered me was these 2 stories just didn't seem to jive well together. So, yeah, you know, this was not really that interesting to read. I think I gave it 2 stars. It was okay. Not, you know, nothing to write home about. Next, I read Ruby, and if you watched me last year, you must have seen that I did a review on this one. And Ruby is pretty much a 3-star book. It's a good, solid book, but I have to put a, you know, disclaimer out there. If you get put off by reading things about, you know, rape and sexual abuse of children and stuff like that, then don't even bother read this because there's a lot of it in here. Maybe a little bit too much, I think, for my taste. I'm not really sure if it was necessary that all of that was in there. And the fact that her writing style resembled about 3 or 4 different authors I can think of. Toni Morrison, a little bit of Bernice L. McFadden, Zora Neale Hurston, and well, you know, anyway, the list is long. But, you know, if you're interested, check it out. This is the first book in trilogy. It's like a family trilogy. And I'm not sure when the second one is coming out. Apparently, it's already been written. So who knows? Maybe it'll come out this year or next year. I don't know. So I'm curious to see where this is going to go. I'm not going to, you know, say I'm not going to read the second one. I am interested to see what she's going to do with the second one. And maybe it will be a lot better, you know, like a more 4-star book. This is really a 3-star book. Next, I read Ayiti, and I read this one, I think if I remember correctly, over Christmas, like right before Christmas, right after Christmas. Really, really good read. It was short, it was fast because it's really tiny. Short story collection, but not a typical one because a lot of these were published previously in different magazines. But I really liked it because it was a real good, quick in-depth view of Haitians and the Haitian diaspora. So if you're interested in that, you know, pick it up. There's also one story in here, which is the precursor to An Untamed State. So yeah. Next, I read Memories of My Melancholy Horrors by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. This was, for me, a bust. I think I gave this 1 star, and it's been ages since I gave a book 1 star. Man, maybe I gave a book 1 star. Yeah, maybe I gave one other book 1 star, but this book was whack. I mean, you know, I don't know what Gabriel Garcia Marquez was thinking when he wrote this. I don't know what kind of state that man was in when he wrote this, but this book has a lot of problems with it. And like a serious, I mean, you know, a 90-something-year-old, you know, man wants to spend a wild night of sex with a virgin. They find a virgin for him, and she's 14 years old. What is this, pedophilia or something? I don't get this book. And then, not only that, they drug her, put her on her bed, and she's completely naked. And he basically goes off into his, you know, tangents of thinking about how beautiful she is and stuff like that. But the girl is stone cold out. And pretty much for the rest of the book, she's stone cold out. And she has no personality, no voice. She only exists in a naked body on a bed. No, I can't get into that. This is whack. Anyway, read it if you want, but I thought it was trash. All right, next book I read was Family by J. California Cooper. Now this was a absolute 5-star solid read. I mean, this is the second J. California Cooper I read. The first one was her book of short stories, Homemade Love, which I adored as well. I gave it 4 stars. But this one I gave 5 because this narrative was told in a way that I'm not used to reading these type of narratives. I'm not going to tell you what it's about because I went into the book not knowing what it was about. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Even though it is written in dialect, it is not hard to read at all. And it's very clear. And the way that she goes about, you know, describing feelings and emotions and things like that, it really is a really good book. So if you're interested in checking out J. California Cooper, even for the first time, go ahead and check this one out. It's very good. Next, I read Brown Girl Dreaming, and oh wow, 5 stars. I really love this book. Jacqueline Woodson is brilliant. Telling her story as a young girl growing up between 2 places, between Brooklyn, New York, and between the South, is just incredible. And I think it's because it's told for children, it's just brilliantly done. I mean, this book speaks to children, teenagers, adults. Everybody can relate to this book if you pick it up. Really worthwhile reading. And it's in verse, which is really kind of original. All right, the last book I'm going to talk about is this big chunker, Habibi. Okay, now, this is by Craig Thompson. I read last year in January, I read Craig Thompson's Blankets, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But this, no ma'am. No, 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 no. There is way too much rape, too much, you know, poor treatment of women, racism, slavery, mutilation. And then the story is a little bit convoluted, I must admit, because there's things in the story and I couldn't understand why some things were there. I don't know. I went around it a few times. I mean, you know, it has a religious aspect to it, but the problem is religious aspect seems to be thrown in just to make it look like a full story. But it's, in short, a love story. But the religious aspects of it, I didn't understand what they were doing there. And the portrayal of Arabia is just a bit, you know, I don't know. It's too harsh. I'm not really sure what the overall point of this book was, and I'm still trying to figure out who is the audience for this book. Who did he write this book for? I can't figure it out. Now, the only good thing about it is the artwork. The artwork is fantastic. You know, that's Craig Thompson. He does really good artwork. But the rest, no. This personally was really not my cup of tea. I don't know whether to tell you to read it or not. Some people might really enjoy this. I didn't enjoy it at all. You know, this was a bad. I ended my year on pretty much on this book, and that's kind of a bad note. But anyway, so that's all I have for my wrap up. Let me know what you think about any of these books. Maybe you disagree with me. That's fine. Let's discuss it down below. Bye.